How did it feel like having a son before I got married? What were the struggles? What were the difficulties? What were the challenges I faced in raising a son or having a son even when I wasn't married to my girlfriend at the time? Are you interested in this content? Well, you're in the right place. Stay tuned. I'll be right back.
You know the way I do it when I drop lyrical. Anytime I spit lyrical, philosophical. All the niggas mimical, but they're still on taking literal. Punchlines collateral. Maximum damage.
Hello, Chronic. It's still your boy, F-U-S to the E. Fuse Boy coming with the content nicely. F-U-F to the E. Mondays and Thursdays we stay spilling this content. Check it. It's the microphone wrecker. Chilling in Abuja. Niger we rapping. Thursdays and Mondays the content we spilling. So what you gonna do? Tap your friend to tap her friend. Whether be Baller, Philip, Tunde or Philipper. Let them tune in with popcorn and chocolate Sundays. We be spilling this content, putting out our life on YouTube so you don't make the same mistakes we made. To never, whatever you do, never forget it's still the F-U-S to the E. Fuse Boy coming with the content nicely. F-U-S to the E. Mondays and Sundays we stay spilling this tea. F-U-S to the E. It's me, the Fuse Boy, here again. I'm just wilding out, okay? Guys, I love music, okay? I really love music, and during my free time, I write music, and when I even have more free time off my business or off recording content, I go to the studio and I record live songs. I have my songs, okay? So, like I said in the introduction, how did it feel like? How did it feel like having a son, or what did it feel like having a son outside wedlock? Now, maybe I need to go back to give you a brief history or story on how I had a son even when I wasn't married, okay? Now, I know that this is normal for most developed countries, most Western countries. It's normal for a guy and his girlfriend to have a baby or have a daughter or a son. It's very normal. But in developing countries like Nigeria, it's still stigmatic. It's still like a stain on you when you have a kid and someone asks, oh, is that your son? Is that your wife? And you say, no, that's my son, but that's not my wife. You look like someone who is promiscuous, someone who is going around sleeping with people, and there's always this stigma on you, this stain on you. When I graduated from the university here in Nigeria, when I got my BSc in biochemistry, I did my 1-year youth service. Okay, I did my 1-year youth service somewhere up north in Kano State. I had my business there. Maybe I'm gonna do a separate video for that particular content, how I was able to raise funds to start my own business that thrived for 4 years before I sold it. But I was seeing money, okay? I was seeing money, and when you start to see money and you start to get a little bit comfortable, you can afford to pay your rent, to live a good life and stuff. For some strange reason, I just felt that I had it all, and what I wanted now was not to get married, but to have a son. And it was a son. I'm not a chauvinist, I don't discriminate. I love women, I love girls, but it was a son. Now, the reason why it was a son was because in growing up, we're five in our family. In my last video, which is gonna pop up there, I gave you a brief history on how my younger sister died, so we're now 4. Now, growing up, it was me and my 2 elder sisters who happened to be twins, who were always together. And because they were twins, 2 girls, they were always playing, and I kind of felt like an outsider in their games. So when I want to play with them, I get to hear stuff like, no, we don't want to play with you, get away. And this childish stuff, but believe it or not, I grew up with this stuff. And from then, when I was, what, 6, 7 years old, I'd always wanted to have my firstborn child being a boy, a son. So I always knew it was going to be a boy. And when I started my business and it started working out and I started seeing money and stuff, I just wanted a son. So my girlfriend at the time got pregnant and then she gave birth to my boy, Tito, okay? Now, remember I said I was in Kano, in a state up north, I had my business and stuff. So it kind of went down really fast. Now, the reason why I left Kano or sold that business was because I started having problems. It was a recreational center and I was earning money literally per minute. And if you know the history of Nigeria, you know that most people in the north, most people, not everybody, most people in the north are predominantly Muslims. And Muslims, they have this law, they have this, let me call it religion, whereby they pray 5 times a day, okay? And being a recreational center, we had all types of games. We had chess, we had video games, PlayStation, everything. So these kids and young people always came to the recreational center to play games. And sometimes they stay till 2. They miss their prayers. They don't go to pray. And so the district head, the Hakimi, and all the sort of people started to get a little bit agitated and offended that my business was preventing the young people from getting closer to God. This was bad. Those who know Nigeria know that this is very bad. So eventually I tolerated some of their kickbacks and rebuffs and agitations for a couple of years. I stayed there for 4 years and then I had to go back to where my parents live, which was in the capital, Abuja. So I had to sell that business. Now, in moving to Abuja, I had to start another business, which was a textile business. The textile business was basically materials. What I'm putting on right now, this Nigerian fabric, I sold the fabric to bankers and banks. So I was literally hustling, moving under the sun to different banks, then Oceanic Bank, GT Bank, Diamond Bank, Access Bank, and just fitting bankers with native Nigerian fabric. So it was very hard. And remember then, I told you my girlfriend took in, she was pregnant. Eventually, she gave birth. He was mad. He was mad because I had to take my girlfriend or bring my girlfriend from Port Harcourt, where she was living and schooling. I brought her to Kano to stay with me. We were together for the whole time. I had to bring her to my parents' home. And remember, my mom did not know that my mom did not even know I had a girlfriend at the time. She had never met my girlfriend. And then the first time she was meeting my girlfriend was his stomach that was swollen. So, swollen stomach and all that, it was drama. All my uncles came in, my cousins came in, everybody. They held a family meeting on my head. I was like that prodigal son, that black sheep. Look at what you've done. You've disgraced and soiled the family name. You're not married to this girl. It was a big deal, guys. So eventually we passed that and she started staying in the family house with my parents. And I was hustling, selling materials because I was back from Kano, trying to get this new business going and get into that level where my business in Kano was at when I sold it. So eventually she gave birth, and even though my mom was trying to assist, I'm the kind of person who I don't like handouts. I don't like you giving me something for free. I believe if you give me something, then it must be for a product or for a service. I guess that's the entrepreneurial mindset. So I never liked taking handouts from my mom. So maybe wanted to buy diapers or wanted to buy wipes. I had to hustle hard to make sure that these things were ready. Food for the baby, taking care of the girlfriend at the time, and all that kind of stuff. I forgot to mention the drama from my girlfriend's side, because my girlfriend, mom and dad were late, okay? So her elder sister and elder brother, it was a whole different type of drama from that side, but we were able to get past that. And Dude, it was hard, man. It was hard, it was hard, it was hard. But the beauty about it was, I always kept my mind focused on the money. Okay, maybe that's kind of a cold thing to say, but I always focused on the money because I believe that if I was getting the money, every other thing was gonna fall in line. So even when I got the textile business going, and it was good because I started the textile business with 30,000 naira, 30,000, that's 30,000 naira, and I grew the textile business to what, 1.52 million. But the problem with that business was we're dealing with bankers, and that was my niche. Banking sector was my niche. Those were my customers. I didn't sell to any other person. I didn't go to teachers. I didn't go to any other person. It was only bankers because bankers like to look good with the native attire on Fridays, and I knew this, so I settled on that particular demographic. Do you get it? But the problem with that business was there was a lot of IOUs. So there's a lot of credit dealing. So people buy 3, 4, 5. And the margins were good. The margins were good. I think I had what? Sometimes 80 to 90% margin on the cost price. So that was just my gain. The debt was too much. So you had people owing you for 2 months, for 3 months, and you had to keep putting money in to get the supplier to supply you, even though some suppliers trusted you enough to even send you the fabrics for free and you pay them later. But there was a lot of bottlenecks that prevented the business from growing to the level that the recreational center grew. Maybe I'm also going to do a different video on just business, okay, on just business. So let's get back to the son and the girlfriend at the time. I remember when my kid started going to school and we had to pay school fees, and for the first couple of terms, my mom had to assist in paying the school fees. It was horrible because my mom, what can I say? I was not raised, or I'm not a product of a single parent marriage. My mom and my dad are still married. But my dad had been away for such a long time in the US, and my mom ended up raising all 5 of us kids by herself. That's a different story. So you know how it is when black mothers raise children. Sometimes things don't go their way and they're all stuck in the book of lamentation and they're all lamenting, oh my God, this is too much and stuff. So my mom is that kind of person that when oh mom, we need to buy textbook in school. Oh mom, my sneakers are bad, I needed new sneakers. Mom said, what is wrong with you? Every time I'm spending money for you. Why don't you get your own money and stuff? So those kind of talk, they kind of stuck in my mind, and that they kind of fueled my entrepreneurial spirit. So even when my mom was helping out with my son, and sometimes it was too much and she was saying some of the things she was saying, it got to me big time. And so it kept pushing me, and it was quite tough. It was quite tough looking after my boy, then a newborn baby boy, and my girlfriend. So it was about this time that I noticed one of my childhood friends. We're about the same age grade, literally age mates. He was doing so well. He was a forex trader and living the kind of life that I fantasized about. He bought a car, he was doing well, living life on his own terms. The thing about me is, if I see something that I don't have, it's not hard for me to humble myself and just go ask questions. I literally walk across the street and I ask, listen, how are you doing this? I've been looking to get on this trail, start this business. Can you teach me how? So it's very easy for me to do it. I do it very easily and seamlessly. So I walked up to the bull and I said, listen, what are you doing? Can you show me whatever you're doing? I have a newborn baby and I have a girlfriend to look after and I really need your help. My business it's growing, but it ain't there yet. So he asked me for a tutor fee, and he told me that if he was to teach me free of charge, I would not take it seriously. So he asked for the equivalent of $200 in Naira. And you guessed it, I had to go back to my mom and sell. Dude, I've been selling all my life. Thinking about it right now, I've been selling my entire life from high school all the way to even right now. So I had to sell the idea to my mom why it was such a good idea to give this guy $200 to learn about Forex trading. So I got the money. I won the sales. She bought the peach. So I went back to the bull, gave him the $200 and my Forex lesson. That chapter, which is chapter 3, because the recreational center was chapter 1, the fabric business was chapter 2, and Forex was chapter 3. So that began, and he taught me everything about spreads, about pips, about the selling price, the cost price, the standard currency, and the lagging currency. Taught me about different currency pairs. We're using a strategy called straddle and trail. We're trading the news, so we did both fundamental analysis and technical analysis. When the currency goes up, why? When it comes down, why? Best time to get into the market, stop losses, and stuff like this. So those were probably one of the best times of my life, because we did a lot of analysis about the best brokers to use, the best pairs to trade at different times of the day, and stuff like this. So after fielding with different brokers, raising accounts and unable to get out your money, we found a broker that were able to excel on their platform. So I remember that I was able to take $500 to $27,600. That was big for me, guys, because it just taught me I was literally seeing my Forex business grow from 500 to 1,000 to 1,500 to 3,000, taking risk and winning and stuff. So I was finally able to provide for my son, provide for my girlfriend, and even help out my moms and family in the process. It got so good that one of my uncles actually wanted me to teach him Forex trading. That it was so blessed and it was so good like this, but something bad happened. It feels like when things get too good, there's always a snag somewhere waiting to happen. I lost all the money, everything, the whole 27,600 plus, lost it all. I still remember that night like it was yesterday. We're trading in news. I think it was one of the non-farm payrolls. I think it was the Australian non-farm payrolls, and that news usually comes out by 1:30 a.m. in the morning. Because when you trade, you're not trading Nigerian time, you're trading across different time zones: Sydney, New York, Hong Kong, and I think there's London. So we're trading that non-farm payroll, and the broker did what is known as stop hunting. Stop hunting is a phenomenon that occurs when you're trading. At the time of the news, you see the candlesticks going like pendulums. So it goes up, maybe it goes up 50 pips, go down 100 pips. It keeps doing that for 2 minutes. It's called stop hunting. It feels like maybe people are making too much money with that broker, and the broker is trying to just stop hunt certain traders. So I went from $27,666 to minus $6,000. All my money wiped off, and I was like, my mouth was still open. Even when the bull came, because he traded upstairs, we traded in the bull's apartment. So he was upstairs, we're in the living room, me and Mr. D. Mr. D is a pseudonym because, like I said, I want to not infringe on people's privacy. So we're downstairs, and he came down and looked at me. My mouth was open. I just couldn't believe that I'd lost it all. And I remember that the bull had always been telling me, take out some of your money. You've made $27,666. You can take out like 16,000 and leave 10,000 in the platform, because the level of leverage trades you could go on with 10,000. Or between 7,000, you could do that with 10,000. But I didn't listen, because I'm that kind of business person that believes in reinvesting to grow, okay? So I believe in growth instead of just expansion. So I believe when your business is doing well, you just keep putting the money back in and just keep stoking that growth process. Keep stoking the fire and let it burn even higher and brighter and larger, that kind of stuff. So that's how I do all my businesses. I take out money to look after my family, to pay rent, buy car, whatever, but I just keep reinvesting the bulk of it back into the business. And that's what I was doing with the Forex trading. So I was like, God, because what this meant was I had to go back to square one. Maybe not square one because I had the fabric business, but remember I said the fabric business was still growing. I had a lot of debts, people owing me from here to Tokyo. So I literally had to go back to depending on my mom. I just hated that stuff. I hated it. I can't even lie. You don't know how much I hated it. But I had to go back to my mom for assistance. Finally though, my customers who were owing me in that business eventually paid up. Most of them paid up, maybe one or two, then even till today still owing. But they paid up and I got the bulk of the money back, and my mom added some money into it, and I put the money together. I was able to go to England for my master's degree. Yes, I spent the whole 3 to 4 years in England, away from my son, away from my girlfriend, in England, studying and literally sowing my wild oats, not royal oats, wild oats. But I know that many of you out there, or some of you out there, have a son, a daughter, have maybe even children, and it's hard for you. You're just grinding it every day, very difficult to eke out a living. But I want to tell you something, guys. It's darkest before dawn, okay? It's darkest before dawn. Just keep going, keep going, keep going. It's consistency and persistence that actually make you make it in life. People don't get better, people don't get wiser, people just stay persistent. People just keep smashing every day, throwing punches on that wall, and eventually the wall will give. Did you get it? Consistency. People don't get better. People just stay at it every day, stay at it every day, stay at it, and your breakthrough comes through. So just stay focused, tunnel vision. Forget the nagging from your girl. Forget the baby crying. Forget your mom telling you you're useless and you're good for nothing. Just forget all that kind of stuff. Stay focused on what you want to do, your ambition, your vision. Stay focused on the greenback, the money. Stay focused. There's something a rapper, Nas, said. He said, you can lose money chasing women, but you can never lose women chasing money. So stay focused on your path. Keep going. Do not stop. Yes, she said you're good for nothing. She said you were a fool. She said she was going to leave you for the next man. She said she was going to take the baby and she was going to leave. No problem. Just be nice to your woman. Try to do your best to provide for your babies, your children, your child, but stay focused on what you have to do. Don't get drawn to the fact that she's not giving you, you're not laying pipe. Maybe you want to get down with your woman and you want to have your intimate time, and she said, no, we're hungry, we haven't eaten. You can't have it because you're not providing for your family, or the baby's crying all the time, so you can have an intimate session with your girl. Don't worry about all that. When you hit your destination, when you get to that point, when you get to El Dorado, you find out that your girl is going to look at you differently. Okay, your girl is going. These days, I wake up. Look. First of all, guys, I have 3 more children now, so I have a total of 4 children. And I got married to the girl who I had my first son with. Okay, so I know it doesn't happen all the time. People grow up, people see the girl differently, and it doesn't work out. But I guess I'm an exception to the rule. Okay, so when you start to get a stable lifestyle like I have right now, you find out your woman starts to look at you different. Everything is better. Everything is better with money. Okay, but money is not the goal. Okay, it's just the byproduct. The journey is the lesson. Okay, maybe it doesn't make sense to you right now. I'm suffering. What are you saying? But the beauty of the process of making money is the journey. That's where you learn all the lessons. That's where you get the discipline. Money is just a byproduct. Let me tell you what money is. Money is striking a match, lighting up the wood. Money is just the heat. It's the byproduct of the combustion process. Okay? So just stay focused on your goal. Stay focused on your vision. Don't worry about everything else. When you get to the point, every other thing is going to get taken care of. okay? So I want to believe that this video has been helpful to someone out there who is struggling with his girlfriend, wife, children, looking after his family, or someone else is literally abusing every day with words, calling you good for nothing because you're not meeting or making ends meet every day, okay? So if this video was helpful, why don't you go down and show your boy some love, smash the subscribe button, okay? Or not. Turn on your notification bell so whenever we drop new videos, you already know and you can catch our content at a time, okay? I know not all of you like rap music, so I apologize if you didn't appreciate my freestyle at the start of the video, but if you do, then you know. Because when your boy was still very naive and it was still on the come up, the two things I did the most was business and music, where me and my boys were always writing and recording all the time. So after all of this, I guess it's just gonna be only music. I love music, okay? So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you really liked it and if the information we shared in this video was something valuable to you. Follow me on Instagram. I think my Instagram handle is up there, Fuse Chronicles. If you want to get up close and personal, if you have inquiries or questions about anything at all, slide into my DMs on Instagram, okay? I'll be happy to respond to all your inquiries, okay? So I want you and you and you out there to be good. I want you all to be safe and I want you to be happy. If you are in a toxic relationship, in an abusive relationship, please exit the building, okay? It's better to be by yourself than to be late, okay? Until the next one, guys. Bye-bye for now.